Okay, I've had a chance to test both cameras now and look at all the features, and I thought I'd give you what my honest feelings are and recommendations about the two of them are, which to buy perhaps if you're starting from scratch. If you've already got 600D, well, probably not a lot of point in going to a 650D in my opinion, unless you love a touch screen. I mean, the touch screen is probably the way to go on cameras, and this is the first one that I know of that has such a good quality touch screen, so that is a great feature. I think that's going to be very, very popular. I think a lot of people now, I mean, are so used to using iPads, iPhones, and even touch screens and other compact cameras, etc., that's probably going to be a future thing we're going to see in a lot of cameras. And so I quite like the touch screen. It's done very well, so that might influence a lot of people. It's probably not going to make a lot of difference to me. It's not enough of a feature to make me change. The quality of pictures, photographic pictures, and the quality of video is exactly the same, so your output's not going to change at all. That's going to be exactly the same. And the only other big feature on the new camera is this autofocus feature, and particularly that's, I think, a feature they're trying to achieve for the video market. Basically, they're almost trying to incorporate features of kind of like a camcorder in these cameras now. Most camcorders have autofocus, continuous autofocus as a standard, so you can buy a nice camcorder. I'm recording this on a Panasonic SD900, for example. It's high quality with great sound and picture. Costs about 500 all in, £500 new all in. So I mean, to be honest, that's what they're trying to get at with these now. So whether or not they will succeed in that, it depends really on the quality of the autofocus on it. Now you can see the options you have when you're buying them is with the cheaper option, which is the 1855 lens. It's the same lens that comes packaged with the normally kit lens with the 600D. With that lens, you might have seen, or I'll show you in a demonstration here, that the speed is not really up to doing a continuous autofocus. It's very clunky, and it's very it's also very noisy. That's the other thing. So I wouldn't say with this lens it's going to be really usable in that mode, continuous autofocus mode in video. With the lens that's supposed to come with it, or the one that's recommended to come with it, which you can also buy in the kit form, that's the 18-135, this new type of technology, the stepper motor, STM it's called motor. So it's the 18-135. I haven't actually tested that, but I've seen a lot of it in use on various videos on YouTube and also done a bit of research on it. And that actually isn't bad. That actually is a lot quieter and it's a lot quicker to focus. And so you could technically use that in continued autofocus in video. Again, it's not as quick as or as silent as, let's say, just a camcorder continuous autofocus, which does it as a matter of course. So it's not quite there yet, but you can see the direction they're going. So it would be usable, however, say for, you're going to film family or something, or those sort of occasions whereby you want quick autofocus at all depths, etc. So it can work on that. The difference between that and a camcorder, don't forget, is the lens on the 18-135 is also manual as well, so you'd have to zoom in and out manually, then you'd effect the focus again, and then it will, because the continued autofocus when you're after zooming in and out is not as good as on a camcorder. It's just not there yet. You've then got to decide whether the price is worth it as well. Depends what you want. So I was looking at some prices just recently on the internet, on eBay and Amazon, etc. Now look, so if you look at the body only prices, the prices are not so different now between the two cameras. This 600D has come down in price, obviously, because that's now been more discounted because this 650D's come out. So now, as of this date, you can buy body only one of these 600Ds now with no lens at £335. That's, I've got here, about $540. The 650D you can get body only £450. That's about $750. So the difference in price you're looking at just between buying the two cameras now body only is about, in English money, it's about this costs about £110 more, and in American US dollars it's $160 more. So it's not a huge difference now in the price body only. The issue is when you go up to the lenses. You can the kit lens that came with this, the 1855, you can also get with this as well. So you can buy this with a kit lens now for about another £100. So you can get this with this kit lens 1855 for about £430. That's $650. So you've got a kit lens included with that for that money. You can get the same sort of combination with this, the 650D, and that's going to cost you, looking at it, about £560 with the 1855 kit lens, about $822 US. So you're looking at a difference with the kit lens. Again, not a huge amount. This is about an extra £120 with the kit lens, and about extra $170 US. So not a huge difference either with the kit lens. The big difference is really when you don't get this 1855 kit lens, but instead you go for the recommended one, which I would recommend with this camera, which is the 18135 stepper motor lens. Now that adds on about an extra £300 or about another $500 to the price, because the lens itself, it's a very good lens, the 18135 lens, and it gives you that ability to do this continuous autofocus in a reasonable way. So that knocks the price up quite considerably. So you're looking at for that, then you're looking at probably this with the 18135 stepper motor lens, this one I'm talking about, the new lens they've introduced this year. That's going to cost you in total, the kit, about £700 or about $1,100 now at that stage. So that lens adds on a big thing for the price. But if you want to use that particularly for those times, shooting family, kids, etc., and want to have a quick focus, you really do need to have that lens if you really do want that feature. So overall, if I was buying one today, I would look at my options and I'd probably be thinking, well, I would probably be looking to go for the 650D because, but I'd only probably want to buy it if I was prepared to go the extra money and buy the 18135 lens. I wouldn't buy it just with the same kit lens, the cheaper kit lens that comes with the 600D. Just wouldn't see any point in it really. The touchscreen is nice. The video, also continuous autofocusing, is handy for family. Again, it doesn't make much difference, I mean, in my opinion really, because for photography the pictures are identical, and for the video option, if you're doing kind of more serious video, and let's be honest, most people want to use these for kind of video, they like the idea of doing more cinematographic video, and that the idea of a zoom lens that automatically zooms in and out, you're just not going to use it when you're doing that type of video. It's just not exactly the opposite to the effect you want. You want to control your focus manually to get those special effects, and you're not going to want to have a camera deciding where it's going to zoom in and out all the time. So to be quite honest, for video and for most photographic needs, this one's perfect. It does the job. But if you really like the touchscreen, and that's a big plus, it's more this informal family type videoing you want to do, then you probably go for this one with the stepper motor lens. So that's your choice, and personally I'll be sticking with 600D for now. I like this camera very much. I think it's a great camera. I think it's going to be a bestseller because of those features of the touchscreen and the beginnings anyway of continuous autofocus, which works reasonably well. So I hope you found that review useful.